Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a 2003 franchise reboot horror movie that tells the story of how a group of youths headed to a music concert stop for a hitchhiker who turns their weekend idyllic trip into a nightmarish house of horrors as further events unfold. And here are 5 reasons you should watch this movie. Reason number 1, Hitchhiker. So Pepper Harrington, on her way to a Leonard Skinner concert, car breaks down in Mexico and she hitches a ride with Erin Hardesty, Morgan Hardesty, Kemper Sterling, and eventual boyfriend Andy Partain. So now the group leaves Mexico to all go to the concert, but not before buying a boatload of marijuana for the road. But while riding through Dallas, Texas, they come across a female hitchhiker named Jessica Crawford, who is seemingly shaken up while walking on this isolated road. Now after picking up Jessica, they are told that she witnessed some people die. So they decided to find some authorities to get her help. But unaware that they're going into the direction of danger, she tries to redirect their van by physically trying to take the wheel. But after fighting her off, a panicked Jessica pulls out a gun from under her dress and blows her brains out. But truly frightened, the group try to stop at a gas station to call the local sheriff, but are unable to reach him. Reason number 2, missing friend.
Andy?
Hey, you can't just go in my house.
And while waiting for the sheriff, who is fashionably late to the scene of the crime, couple Erin and Kemper walk to a nearby house to try to get some help. But once inside, Kemper is attacked by a large masked assailant known as Leatherface. He is then taken to Leatherface's basement where he is tortured, killed, and has his face removed. But meanwhile, the rest of the crew is finally met with the presence of Sheriff Hoyt, who is by far one of the worst in law enforcement. But while helping the group remove the body of Jessica, Hoyt repeatedly made crass jokes and sexual innuendos about her corpse.
Oh, look at that. It's kind of wet down there. What you boys been doing with this dead body?
Reason number 3, dog will hunt. When Erin realizes that Kemper is missing and then come out of the old house, she returns with her friend Andy to find him, but is met with anger by its homeowner, Monty. But unable to find Kemper, Monty's true colors come to light when he threatens Erin and Andy. Confused as how this wheelchair-bound paralytic could do any harm to them, they meet his nephew, Leatherface, who then chases both teens with his massive chainsaw. So Erin manages to get away, but Andy is caught when Leatherface slices or running Andy's leg off, thus slowing him down and carrying him to his basement. A basement where Leatherface keeps his victims prepared for the slaughter. Reason number 4, is this pot?
I smell bullshit.
Now Erin manages to catch up with the rest of the surviving crew, who are completely unaware of what happened to their friend. But Erin gets in the van and tries to drive off, but is met with Sheriff Hoyt once again. Now Erin tries to explain the horror she witnessed, but Hoyt finds a joint that the kids were previously smoking. But this leads to him to make them get out of the vehicle while he searched both the van and them. But in reality, this is not Hoyt just doing his job. This was just his way of stalling for what was to come.
Better blow your fucking brains out right now, asshole.
Reason number 5, the Saw is family. Now Hoyt, in an act of investigating the crimes, is using his investigation to psychologically and physically torture the surviving teens. But while being tortured by Hoyt, he takes Morgan off with him and makes a call to someone else to meet Erin and Pepper. He then drives Morgan to Monty's house to where Morgan will be beaten and tortured even more by the sheriff. But back at the van, Leatherface attacks Pepper and Erin. Pepper tries to run, but is caught and chopped up with Leatherface's chainsaw. He then chases Erin, and she manages to get away and finds solace at a trailer park home, a home that houses 2 women named Henrietta and the tea lady. So the tea lady gives Erin some tea, but it eventually knocks her out. But when Erin wakes up, all things are revealed as the tea lady, Henrietta, Luda May, Monty, and Sheriff Hoyt are all family members, more specifically the Hewitt family. So Erin is taken by the clan's most vicious relative, Thomas Brown Hewitt, universally known as Leatherface. But Erin manages to fight back and escape, and this leads to her battling for her life as she tries to avoid the hell that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now in the end, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003 is the best in the franchise. Like some before it, it was seen as a gritty and more grounded reboot. But what made this movie stand out is that the reboot focused more on Sheriff Hoyt rather than Leatherface. And while Leatherface remains the face of the franchise and a more proficient killer, Sheriff Hoyt was the brains behind the operation. And this marks the first time the cannibalistic clan had the law on their side. I mean, they were already a force to be reckoned with, but if you give them a badge, they then become the judge, jury, and executioner for their victims. And we can't forget about the late great actor R. Lee Ermey. His acting chops of Hoyt helped gave this movie its own identity, and this brand of horror would become a staple in the early to late 2000s. So yeah, go and watch this movie. And until next time, when CEDtalks horror.